Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Ark Aberration with me, UniteTheClans, and today we're actually on the Geeks Aberration server. This is our Patreon community, and we're going to be doing a build here. We're going to be reviving a classic build, the farmhouse I once built as a tutorial on Ragnarok, and it's going to go right there. Going to be fantastic. Before we get started, I wanted to show you this. I don't think anybody's chopped them down, but the idea here was to build on top of the mushrooms, to build a kingdom of mushrooms, and we had 3 or 4 or 5 of them. They were fantastic, and they get knocked out. I guess things fall in here. Let's try it. Okay, we did it. I guess things fall in here, and they can't get out. So somebody was kind enough to bring us some supplies. I think I'm gonna have to use it all up here. That did nothing? Ooh, there was supposed to be another one right there. That one is important. Okay, let's try right here. We'll have to get some more refertilizer going. Boom. Okay, so we're bringing the place back to life, but that was the idea. This was our original little house, and now I want to build a bigger spot, a big old farmhouse for us, and I think we're going to get started on that nearly right away. Before we do, I'll take a look at the building location, guys, and welcome. When I built this farmhouse last time, it was a return after a long hiatus. This is kind of that. I've been on hiatus from Aberration since before Christmas. So this is our starting point, 31.8, 40.5, and before we get too far, take a look. I have some things on my hotbar, some basic vanilla wooden foundations, and then we're going to be using Structures Plus, but the original tutorial is in, it'll be at the top of the description, is in vanilla, so you can totally do it that way. All of the things you see here in this box, prepared by the great Dynamic D, who joins me on the weekends for live streams to build little houses on top of mushrooms, he went ahead and prepared all this for us, so we're going to be able to make insane progress today. Shout out to Dynamic D. If he doesn't pop up in this video, he will soon. So let's talk about my recent return. And we're going to be starting, guys, with 6 wooden foundations. I'm going to start, hopefully, whoops, the board's running along the edge of the cliff and giving me enough room here, yeah, to move in and out. Perfect. And in an ideal world, we are getting 6 of these across. So this, for me, is a return. Guys, when I started playing Aberration for you, is when it first came out, and I really ground for a little while. I put in a bunch of time playing the game, and I was playing partially in single player, doing like little spotlight videos. And then playing in on the Gaming Evolved Aberration server, and that's a totally different deal. My plan was to bring you a survival series, and I have not given up on that, but I put in several long days and made very minimal progress, guys. I guess I still have trouble confronting the reality of it, but I'm not good at this game, I guess. So I struggle to keep up. But here on the Geeks Patreon server, I have a totally different set of problems. Playing Aberration on Gaming Evolved, my problems are, how do I not die? How do I drink some water? How do I tame something? Here, my problems are, people keep chopping down the mushrooms I've built my houses on, and I have so many materials, I don't know what to do with them because Dynamic D collects so much, and people donate such a ridiculous amount of creatures. I've tamed none of these. You see my tag on everything? Yeah, these are all gifts, amazing gifts. Somebody went to the trouble of installing some drinking water. Like, my problems here are very different, and when I started on Aberration, I thought, let's go back to basics. Let's struggle. Let's make it hard. And that kind of disheartens me every time I try and do that. I feel bad. Every time I try and get something going with the Gaming Evolved, guys, I end up getting burnt out. But we'll see. Like I said, the survival thing, it just can't be my everyday jam. I can't be hopping on there and having to grind and struggle. Play 7 hours and record 30 minutes. I can't do it. I need life to be a little easier sometimes. So I think what I'm going to get going is recording on here a few times throughout the week, and then we're going to get a live series going from the GE server, but I'm working out all the details. So guys, if you have been paying attention while I rambled, you will now see what we have. It is a 6x6. The outer rows here are wood. So in other words, it's a 4x6 of stone with 2 singular rows of 6 wooden foundations. I made the boards run like this, which is kind of key. And then same thing over here. On this side, we're going to incorporate a gate. So it's going to be a departure from the original design. And on this side, we're going to have a balcony overlooking this magnificence. And if you wanted to, this location I chose, you are overlooking the water almost directly. Let's zoom out. Right down there. So you could run your piping up from below. I didn't get too close to the edge. because I didn't want to and I didn't have to. But I think this is good positioning for our farmhouse. We're not going to be blocking the way. It's going to be nestled in right there. That's good. Okay, so let me grab the materials for phase 2, guys. I'm going to be grabbing some fence foundations, some railings, some ramps, some pillars, and then eventually we will grab some stone walls and stone door frames. If I can carry it all, I will grab that stuff and be back in yo life. Alright guys, and I think we are ready to get back to this thing. So that's Deadly Turkey right there. Server's been active. Newest guy, Rando, just joined this morning or last night. He just came flying by on a rock drake. How he's already got a rock drake, I have no idea. People are very generous on this server. They give people things all the time. Is Turkey building right next to us? What's he doing? I wonder. Usually that's some sort of form of gift or donation. But we're going to get ourselves started, guys. Like I mentioned, the front is going to end up having a gate on it. So we are going to plan to make it easy to get in and out via a gate. On these ends, I think I'm just going to do the usual thing here. Now, if you have Structures Plus, I'm sure you know this, you can switch to stairs. And those look so much better. I gotta be honest, don't they? And this is our last ramp. Goes right about here. I made some good predictions in today's video for Dynamic D. I told him exactly what we needed. Okay, and so the next step before you do anything, now we're using Structures Plus. For the next 2 bits, we are going to be insisting on using vanilla. And do I build through the earthquake? I say yes. Screw the earthquakes. I will not let myself be deterred. So 1 goes here. Whoops, put those away. And then 1 here in front of each of the ramps. Ready? And there. And then 1 right here as well. Bring it to the front. Alright, and those are all vanilla, so they will snap where you want them to. These are also vanilla, because you can do 1 regular vanilla pillar instead of 2 small ones for the Structures Plus. Now, because I have Structures Plus, I got the best of both worlds. I can use the vanilla pieces, pick them back up, using that gun, which obviously you normally do not have. And this goes here. And this goes here. Perfect. And this is how we built the thing in the first place. Now, as you place the railings, which is the next step, place this one here first, because there was no fence foundation. Where there was a fence foundation, you're going to have... See that? See that possible snap point? That's only there because of the fence foundation. So if you're not paying attention, you'll get that. Keep an eye on where that places. And we'll do the same thing right here. Going here first, and then here. Let's see. Yeah, see, a couple of different snap points. We want the one in the back. That one. Perfect. Alright, so that is a first step on this side. Now, I mentioned railing, gate coming in through here. On this side, we are going to have a very simple back balcony, but the concept is going to be the same. So we are going to use the same fence foundation, and I guess I'll stand out here on the edge so that we get the outer of the 2 snap points. That one there. Right? And then we'll do the same thing in the middle here. Actually, it doesn't really matter which of these snap points you get, guys. I just like to keep it consistent. So if I'm going to... Yeah, there we go. And then let's put away the gun. And let's take... Whoops, come on. Let's put this fence foundation there. So we'll take the inside track. We'll do the same thing. Oh, God, it's making it difficult, isn't it? There. Perfect, and we will do 1 down at this end, and we will do the same thing we just did with the pillars. So you get a pillar there. Ooh, did I mess this up? I swear I lost a fence foundation. Okay. I could not get this pillar to go where I needed it to. We'll see if I can now. Yeah, that's right. Okay, perfect. Now the alternative on the back, because we're looking off into nothingness, I say you take your railings, and you come all the way across. Boom. Luckily, I did those right. Let's put 1 here, 1 here. And then in the middle, it's going to be hard because there are fence foundations in both spots to tell where you are supposed to be lined up with. I'll just take whichever one works. And that looks right to me. All right, so we are going to move on. I'm going to grab stone walls, lots of them, and maybe 4 stone door frames. I will grab those. Because the original build was in vanilla, I just kind of passed on the recipe, the materials list to Dynamic D, so we have regular stone door frames. If you're playing with Structures Plus, I would recommend the stone double doors. I think those are awesome. Now, my original recipe included stone doors here. Instead, we're going to do the big Dino gate. So we'll get to that in a minute here. And then for us, let's come to the inside. We will do door frame here. door frame here, and then we're going to do a single row of stone all the way around here. Now, because this is aberration and wooden stuff gets chewed up really quickly, you could consider doing another row up. So obviously the porch, this veranda out here, this is something that you would be okay with losing should everything go terribly. But the main structure of the house you want to stay together. So if that is really important to you, I would consider, yeah, maybe build stone up to the next tier. Would not be the worst idea in the world. But I would still keep these balconies and stuff, and maybe your higher up levels out of wood. I think it's essential to the way the house looks. But for us, I think we're going to leave it there. That does that. Let's go ahead. Oh, Blinneman's Black Sheep Ovis was... Oh, he's killing his own sheep. The evil genius. Alright, I'm going to grab us a big stone... I think I'm going to use a stone one. I'm going to grab us a big stone gate. I'm going to grab a few fence foundations in order to snap it in place. And I'm going to grab the wood dino gate. Alright guys, let's give this a go. By the way, what's popped up over there is ridiculous. Generator, industrial grinder, vaults like crazy. I'm not sure what Deadly Turkey's up to, but we will find out, I'm sure, as the video goes on. What did I tell you about this server, guys? I could struggle for days and days and days on a server full of YouTubers and nobody's stopping by to help me out. And here, and it's honestly, I was relishing that, looking forward to that, the challenge of getting no help. But when I'm here, people are so helpful. It's amazing. I can't believe it. And I love playing here too. These guys have been very important to my year as a YouTube creator. So these things, guys, I think the only thing that you can do to control where they go is what side of the thing you are standing on. And I think that is what I needed. But we're going to have to demo gun this if I didn't get it right. And let's go ahead and put the door in. Okay, so that is not what I wanted. I want this texture facing outwards, and I want the doors... Is that right? Let's double check this. Yeah, I want that texture on the inside. So let's see if we can solve that for ourselves. Alright guys, I remember the issue. So we have gone ahead and used vanilla fence foundations. Vanilla wooden floors here because I like the way they look better. I like that better than the solid wall. And we have S+ on the inside. But what is happening, because this is an S+ gate, and we may need... Yeah, my little shoulder goat to light up the night for us. What is happening, I think, is that it's only snapping to those S+ foundations in there. So if I go like, we'll find out. If I remove you, and then I try and put this in here. Okay, I know what we have to do. Oh, this is going to be a mess. Okay, what we need to do is put... You know what? I think we sacrifice the materials rather than trying to remove anything. We are going to replace the vanilla temporarily with S+. That way we don't lose our fence foundations, our ramps, or all the vanilla pieces that we use, basically, right? And then we will use the gate, and it should snap. Come on. Because we're S+. Is that how this is going to work? Like that? I think we did it. And then put this in here. And that's right. Okay. So now that we've done that, this is an easy fix. We will put you here, and we are back in business, baby. Okay, guys. So that went well. So that is the trick. I guess I had to backtrack to figure it out because I'm using this weird Frankenstein combo of S+ and vanilla. So you actually can't even tell there. But the S+ foundations, they look different than the vanilla foundations. They look like that. The vanilla foundations look like this. So different uses, right? Now these are never going to collapse on you like other vanilla pieces, so they're a little less dangerous to use. I like the look. So where we have done the S+ right here and here, it's actually not noticeable. So you could totally leave those in there, and I will just go ahead and pick up these. Boom and boom. And as much as, you know what, my shoulder pad really does let me build throughout the night, but you know what, I'm going to wait for the morning. And then what we're going to do is build side A and side B of the house. We're going to be using a lot of wooden walls, a lot of wooden window frames. We will need wooden sloped walls left and right, and we are going to be building the framework. First on the left, then on the right, whichever side, well, doesn't matter which is first, but we'll do that next. If you guys, before you go, if you find yourself building this, if you build this in your world, tweet at me, at UniteTheClans on Twitter. I want to see it. the Aberration farmhouse design. Show me your tweaks, show me your paint scheme, show me a bigger, better version. I would love to see that. All right, back into life in a moment. All right, guys, welcome back. Now, I got distracted editing the first part of the video, and it's now 5:30. So the sun's not going to be up for too long, but before it disappears, let's get some real progress done. And the next stage is an important one. So what we are going to need is some ceilings. We are going to want wood, and we are going to want thatch. And for us, actually, speaking of, let's put you on manual for the time being. That would be lovely. And you're going to need some ramps, either that, or if you're building on Aberration like me, you can avoid that with a little boom, and then boom. Wait, is that, come on, boom. Okay, perfect. But you could use a little temporary ramp to get yourself up here. So I'm going to show you what we are doing, all right? So wood there and there. We're going to do the same thing on this side. Boom, and boom. And in a moment, we're going to want to get up on top. That's what the ramps would be for. But I say, for here, you're not going to need to do much. So what we're doing is putting in the roof of our sort of balcony here. It's more of a veranda, I suppose you would say. And this is eventually going to have a little slope there and a sloped roof on top. But I'm getting these in place first because they're going to be essential for how we place the next layer of walls. So once you've got those in place, those are all your wood ones. You're going to grab these, the thatch ones, and you're going to place 4 on each side like this. And let's run down to this end, and there goes my sun. Alright guys, the light disappears so darn fast on you when the sun sets on Aberration. So what we did was the 4 thatch ceilings on the ends. Now if I do this, I think I could probably do that. Yeah, okay, perfect. So that avoids the need for ramps. This is actually going to be quite fun to build on Aberration. I'm excited. So thatch on the ends, I did wood all along here. We did wood on the ends, and if you're following the original build and you're not doing a dino gate on the front, you would do wood all the way across here as well. And then when we come back, we are going to be placing walls. I didn't keep any walls, but we are going to be using these ceilings now on the outside of our build to place inside-out walls all around this thing. So I will wait for morning and be back. Alright, well this didn't take long at all, guys. That was quite lovely, actually. That was a short, brief night. Let's pull up the HUD, and I will show you what we got to play with. Right now, it's just wood walls and wood window walls, and we are going to go a long way with just these items. So what you're going to notice immediately is that because of these ceilings now placed on the outside of the build, our walls are placing inside out. How amazing is that? So I will show you. We're going to actually, once we have these in place, there's no need for the thatch on the ends except to help you get around. But for us, we are probably not going to need that because of our climbing picks. So let's go ahead and get rid of you, and you can see what we have created there, guys. I personally think that looks great. This is something people think of as a signature of mine, this inside-out wood, but I gotta be honest, I can't take any real credit for it. If my memory is right, I mean, well, I think honestly I just started doing this right from the very beginning. I don't think there was any sort of pretense to it. I think I just thought, oh, this is cool, you can flip walls inside out. So I got 2 different choices as to what my walls look like, but for a lot of people that was like, they'd never thought of that before. They never thought you could have some of your walls facing one way and some of them facing the other. But what we are doing there is prepping the way. We are preparing to put a big 4-wide arch on the front of the build. Oh, here, let's come around. I didn't finish placing the wood walls. So we're going to need these climbing picks here in a second because these ceilings are staying. So if I go like this and like this, perfect. So we are now up here. We're going to match the pattern. And I think one of the things that makes this work as a farmhouse, where it does seem to have a distinct look as a farmhouse, I think one of the things that makes it work like that is that all the windows are in a row. All the windows on the build are at the same height. And I think it's supposed to be this height. Yeah, it totally is. So that's the height you want to build up at, guys. And basically, we're going to continue this all around the entire build. Stick with me right now, and we will play a little music, and we will slap this thing together. And you can see just how quick it's going to come together, okay? Alright guys, so the place should be looking like this. I had to go get materials in the middle of that, so I'm not sure we got a time lapse or anything like that. You might have just heard a few seconds of music while I slap the other side together. So what do we do now? So the next stage, obviously, is to build the arches. I don't know if I can get up there, up to the very top on my own. I should be able to, so we're not going to do anything crazy with the arches, except that there is one issue that happens when you attempt to mix, when you attempt to do a vanilla build with S+, which happens all the time. I get lots and lots of comments to this effect. People going, hey, this doesn't work for me. I'm building it just like you did, but I'm using Structures Plus. Structures Plus does not act the same as vanilla. So the way that things are working here for me with Structures Plus, these slopes are going to snap easily to a Structures Plus sloped roof. However, they will not slap so easily to a... whoops, am I doing that right? Yes, they will not slap... They will not slap so easily to a vanilla roof. So, and the S+ roofs will not merge together in the corners like is essential to make this build look good. So for our stone sloped roofs, we are eventually going to have to use a mix of vanilla and a mix of the S+. And so because of that, I need to choose when and where, because if I put S+ slopes here and here and I try and put a vanilla roof on top, it's not going to work. So what I am going to attempt, and I don't know if this technique will work to get around this problem for those of you building with Structures Plus, but I did this arch and this arch out of S+, and I'm thinking I will be able to do those the entire roof across here with the S+ sloped roofs. That's what I'm thinking. And then I'm going to do these. As you can see, there's two things on my hotbar, S+ slopes and regular slopes. So with number 8 and 9 on my hotbar, I think I'm going to do this. 8 and 9, we're going to go, let me see, here and here. And so these will be vanilla, and so I will try and use vanilla roofs to build, sloped roofs to build across, which I forgot to ask Dynamic D for. I did a test version of this build over in single player just to get a groove on for it. So I'm going to go craft up some stone slopes, and I will come back with a mix of the stone slopes, the vanilla ones, and the S+ ones, and we'll get up to that roof level, and we will work on a roof. BRB. Level up weight. Man, I gotta keep leveling up weight constantly. I've been doing most of my building, guys, for a year on a creative building server where every level of weight earns you 100 weight. It was insane. So what we are going to do, I hope, is jump on top of this dino gate. Yes, that's what I wanted to do. Okay, so if my count are correct, guys, and let's put these away for the moment, we are going to need 16 vanilla roofs, and we are going to need 30 of the S+ ones. And just to keep it consistent, and I think actually, you know what, 16 might be, I think you could do 12, if my memory serves. So because this is a wooden sloped roof, I should be able to get this vanilla roof to go where I want it to. Okay, let's try this. Sometimes that will work as a trick to let you... Come on. You know what we're going to do, guys? This could be tricky all the way along. So we're just going to remove things as we feel we have the need to. And I will... Here, let's hop over here. Why is this not there? Come on. Like so. All right. Like so easy. Not complicated at all. There we go, and we take this down. Okay, and then that means I'm eventually going to have to replace... I guess I could probably replace that. Alright, and let's try to take the vanilla roofs, which, sorry, are this, and turn that off. Let's try and take them all the way across and see if we have difficulty here. Okay, no difficulty so far. And what I think when I mentioned needing 12 instead of 16 is I think, and that's not the right thing, let's go ahead and put you away. I think you could remove that one and this one. And I think it might actually make the interior space a little bit more usable. So, obviously that side is going to be a direct repeat of what we do here. So let's work on this side. Let's make sure it's going to work. So this now is a Structures Plus sloped stone roof. Ooh, and it merges together beautifully. So if you try Structures Plus in both these locations, it will not work. One has to be vanilla, or both have to be vanilla. You cannot do this any other way. And the one difference that there used to be no difference, the one difference that there is now is on the underside of, as you can see here, a vanilla slope, there is that wooden cross beam. On the underside of a S+ stone roof, there is nothing. So that's why I'm choosing to do it this way, where at least it will be consistent, as opposed to my test build. I had different pieces for vanilla, whatever. When you looked up at the ceiling, it looked kind of messy. But with that done, guys, realistically, we should be able to pop in a bunch of the ceilings here. Now, the sort of what you do in between here is up to you guys. The original build, on the front, on this side here, ended up having a flat roof across like this, right? And I'm going to wait to put those ones in. I'm just going to put the vanilla in first in case it's complicated, but this would be a good opportunity to add a little arch, another little arch in your roof. If you did want to add more sort of architectural detail, it would not be that hard to do. So let's go here, and let's go here, and then I'll keep you guys with me. We will try slapping in these vanilla foundations. So I think there might be something to where you start. So if I start that one there, I'm going to try starting this one over here, and it's easy. I think I saw the snap point right away. See, man, sometimes that snap point is so darn hard to find. All right, let's try this end, because sometimes, there you go. Whoa. One end it'll come easy. One end the snap point will be obvious. On the other end, it'll try really hard to squirm out of where you're trying to put it. Like so. No, come on. There we go. And will that give us the means to get all the way across here together? Yes, it will. And yes, it will. Okay. And then will this part complete? Because this is the integral part here. Let's go boom, 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 boom. Oh, yes, guys. Oh, yes. Okay. And let's go take a look at this from the inside, as we have made vast progress there. Incredible progress. All right, guys. So the house is nearly done. When we come back, we are going to be working out this area. It's going to be a balcony overlooking the riverlands, and we will work out the veranda roofs. Right now, you just have this. When we come back in the last chunk of the video, we will be adding in slopes like this, and if we have time, I want to work out the interior as well. I picture a big sort of, at the second wall high, I picture a big sort of balcony, circular in shape, that goes around this main entrance. So this is sort of a workshop bay where you can pull in here with your Dino. There'll be enough room overhead where he's not clipping into a ceiling, and then the ceilings will be up and over your head here, maybe attaching into that balcony. It's going to be fun, guys. But if I don't get that done in time for today's video, it's going to go into the Saturday live stream, which you will see this video, by the time you see this video, that live stream will be in the past. But I live stream every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern. You should come check it out. You should come hang out. We've gotten an amazing routine of it. We've done it week after week after week. Got a regular live audience of around 100 people for the Saturday streams. It's fantastic. So be sure to check that out. Tune into that. You're going to be seeing this video on a Sunday or a Monday, so you might have missed a live stream. But next weekend, come hang out for one. All right, guys. I know exactly what we're doing when I come back, and I will be back in your life in a moment. Alright guys, welcome back. We are nearly there. We are nearly complete on today's project, and let's get started here. So, I'm going to go ahead and place this here. Now this is placed normally. I didn't flip anything, and that will mean that when we start our walls here, or our slopes coming off here, that they will not have their snap point affected in any way. They should snap naturally and normally where they go. The reason we did that, and you could probably grab that back if you really wanted that stone slope, but the reason we did that is so that when we recess this by flipping it, so that's the slope wall left and flipped instead of the slope wall right, and on this side we will do a slope wall right that normally would not go well, and we flip it. And the reason we do that is we get a little bit of a recess. You can see it hangs. It doesn't hang over the end. It's tucked in there, and I always like the way that looks. I am once again losing my sunset, guys, so let's work quickly. Screw it, we will work by Shinehorn light. So let's go ahead and get this thing in here. Come on. And if it's facing the wrong way, just flip sides. But don't flip it, whatever you do, because that is the essential point of this thing. It keeps the snap points true and straight if you're going to be messing around. Now, this definitely is required for vanilla. Not sure if it's required to the same effect elsewhere. So let's go ahead and put you in like that, okay? A torchlight and shinehorn combo. Man burns the candle at both ends of the day. Okay. Guys, I think that is the front of your house. I don't know what else you can do to it. I'm not sure how else to build around this silly old dino gate. Guess I could pick you back up. I really don't know. Once you incorporate the dino gate, it limits your options decoration-wise. But if you have a side that you want to have a good view on, this is the one. So let's go ahead and put these in here. We'll slap a couple of doors here and here. Perfect. And then our next step is a couple of wooden ceilings, and I think I only need 2 for this stage of the build, but let's go ahead and slap those in there, and let's use our ability to climb up there. Aha! Alright guys, so I put these ceilings in place. I'm gonna work through the earthquake because time is of the essence, and we're gonna go double door right there, and then we are going to do 2 window frames on top, like a so. That is exactly what you're looking like, and then on the sides, double wall. And because of the way you place these ceilings, and by double wall, I guess I'm going to mean double wall, and we're going to need some slopes in here too. I forgot about this. So we'll put a slope there, put a slope here, and interesting. I guess it's up. You can put the other thing you could do is put wood ceilings across like this. I think this is what I did in the original design. Like so, and then all you're going to need is railings across here. Before we do that, let's hop down here, and we'll get to work on our back balcony. And you know what? You may not need that piece at all. I forgot. With S+, at least, you don't need any of that nonsense. So with S+, you just hop up here. It all goes in place, and then afterwards, you can come down and put your pieces. Do I still have one of each? I still have one of each. Life is good, guys. We just done almost perfect today. I just need a few railings, and we are done. Get you out of here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's grab some railings. Alright guys, so it's still not bright enough to ditch the old shine-horn, so we'll do our best. That is what we have just added. Now, in the Saturday live stream, which, as I mentioned, by the time you see this video will be old news, I am going to work on the interior for this place. I'll be introducing this build to people before they have seen the tutorial, and we'll work out an interior. For now, I'm slapping these up here so that you guys can get the mainstay of the build done. We'll go here. Go here. Perfect. And there you go. You got your whole little space here, guys. I think it's pretty fantastic. I am a fan. Do I have an issue hitting our heads here? Okay, so one way you can fix that, I believe, and we will try this, is... Alright, guys, I'm going to try to work out a little head height issue here. And let's go ahead and put the walls and window frames back on. And you know what? I'll throw the doors in just in case. But my theory is that if I start up here with a couple of walls, that when I hang below that, that window frame will sit at a different height than if it was attached. Yes, so there you go. So there's 2 heights. Because we started up there, we have this higher one, we have this lower one. If you go with the lower one, your head's going to hit. If you go with the higher one, I think you can pass through. Is that the case? Is that how simple that is? Let's just try here, let's get it wrong here. So that's the lower of the... Oh, I got it right by accident. Anyway, that's how you fix that problem. So if I needed to, then I could go ahead and get rid of these pieces up here, but I think they look good, decorative-wise. I think that part is good, and I'm going to take down these ramps for now, guys, because that is a project for the live stream. All right, guys, final touch. Boom. And boom. Okay, so the one thing that is missing is window frames. In the original design, we did it entirely with wood windows. We may end up incorporating a little greenhouse glass. I'm going to save that, like I'm going to save the balcony interior for our Saturday live stream. Popping up on your screen right now are a link to Saturday Morning Ark with UTC, the most recent episode in which we did the interior of this place, and who knows what else. Maybe a silo, maybe a stables, maybe a barn. Maybe we get some crops going, who knows? And also popping up on your screen is a link to the original step-by-step tutorial for this farmhouse build, the Ragnarok farmhouse. I hope you guys sit back and watch one of these things or the other, or just click here on my ginger face to subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm UTC, and I'll see you in the next episode.